Yes, guys, big up everybody. Welcome back to L5 Star FC. It is another stream. It is another game that we are previewing today on the channel, but we've also got a game to react to. So big up to everybody who will tune in from the start, tune in at the finish. We'll pop in at any time during the video or even watch the replay. You know, this is a show for all of you Liverpool fans and football fans around the world of football that want to see Liverpool and what we think ahead of what is a busy schedule for Liverpool and view it from a Liverpool fan's perspective. Well, guys, let's hit the show with a bang. I'm pleasure to announce that I'm joined by my panelist Ben. How are you doing, Ben? How are you feeling after what's been a decent weekend of football, should we say, based on the fact, you know, United and Chelsea have both just dropped points and we won, obviously.
Yeah, man, I'm absolutely buzzing. I mean, an emphatic win. Like you said, United I don't really care about. I mean, but
yeah, they're not
Chelsea dropping points is the main important thing, man. So I'm buzzing.
100%. Yeah, that's the main talking point. But yeah, guys, make sure first and foremost smash a like and subscribe to this channel. L5 Star FC. Big up to obviously allowing me to make these type of videos. I really enjoy making them, and I really enjoy going along with them with Ben, with Salah, and with Wakar. You know, it's an absolute privilege. But without further ado, we may be joined by Salah very shortly, but at the moment he's not in the place. But please, guys, feel free to get involved in the discussion. Drop a few comments down below. This is a stream for you guys as much as it is for us. So, guys, get involved, immerse yourselves with the Liverpool community, and yeah, let us know your thoughts. Drop them in the comments down below. But Ben, let's start with a kickoff question. Like I said, is it back on now? Is the title race back on? It's clearly been blown into the mixer, and I always felt like it was one result and it's been blown back into it. Would always happen, but based off Chelsea's performance levels, they look very open off the counter attack today. Do you think that's the brand of football? Do you think that's sustainable over a 38 game season? Obviously, we play very similar, but they had very limited cover defensively when they had a set piece going forward. Does that almost indicate to you that maybe that their brand of football won't quite work on the long term over a 38 game season?
I mean, yeah, like you said, the title race is wide open now, and I feel like what makes this title race a bit different to us versus Man City was, I feel like every team has a weakness that can be exploited by somebody else. It wasn't like us thinking like when we win the title race with Man City, where we was basically just two almost perfect teams, and then we just ran away with it till 99 and 98 points. I don't think this season will be like that. I don't think. Look, there are plenty of teams in the Premier League that are gonna try and take advantage of the space that Chelsea leaving behind. They're gonna try and do what United did, sit deep and hit them on the break. And I mean, they know what they have to do. Most teams know what their game plan is gonna be when they go to Chelsea. So now it's just about how they implement that game plan.
Yeah, exactly. It's how they follow that through with the performance levels. You know, you hit the nail on the head there. But we can welcome Salah in. How are you doing, Salah?
I'm doing good, people.
Yeah, how are you feeling after that result in particular? Chelsea-Manchester United, obviously the title race blown into the water. Obviously, it was always going to be like that for the long run, I think. But obviously, based off what Chelsea, and I assume you watched the game as well, but based off Chelsea's brand of football, like what we were talking about then, they're too open defensively from set pieces when they get caught on the counter. And, we play a very similar brand, but it was literally one or two men on the halfway line. It was very, very limited defensively, which isn't like Chelsea. But how do you rank that? How do you think it'll affect them on the long run? Do you think it's sustainable over a 38-game season?
Chelsea fans are kicking themselves right now. All over Twitter, they're annoyed because they should have won that game. Hands down, they should have won that game. They deserved to win that game.
Yeah, they did.
The amount of chances they had, it was just, oh my God, they should have walked this game. But again, in front of goal, you have to be clinical and When you play Werner, you know you're not going to get that clinical ability to finish. So, again, you're going to draw some, you're going to lose some, just like we've done already. But I think Chelsea rely on their fullbacks to attack so much. And now that Chilwell's gone, Chilwell's damaged his ACL, sadly, and hopefully recovers quick because we know we've experienced it with Van Dijk, but Alonso is not good enough to play game in, game out, week in, week out at that left wing back position. Although he's experienced there, he's not good enough to play there every single game. He'll have a good game, but he's not consistent enough. Reece James, although he wasn't good today, but you know what Reece James can perform at. But I think they need to stop relying on their fullbacks to provide the attack or score the goals. Because if you're honest, that's what attackers are there for. And the attackers aren't really turning up. Like Ziyech was poor today, although I rate Ziyech a lot. But again, they had their chances. They weren't just clinical. United, on the other hand, they were good defensively, better than they were in the past.
Yeah, they look a lot more disciplined.
Yeah, they look more organised. And Fred, you have to give it to him. Although Carragher gave McTominay man of the match, I think Fred deserves man of the match. Although it sounds pretty funny, but the way I think they therefore called Rangnick before that game because Rangnick loves to press in triangles and squares. And the way United are pressing, it was 100% triangles and squares. And Fred did that amazing. Fred, on the ball, he was good. So I think you've got to give it to Fred. And although I want to say that, Bruno, you don't have your goals and assists to hide you no more. People are finally starting to recognize the real picture. But yeah, that's my take on the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the level, obviously, we hope Ben Chilwell gets well soon, but the level at which I'm looking at Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I'm looking at Kyle Walker, and I'm looking at Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'm looking at Reece James. I'm baffled that Kyle Walker and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are in the same conversation as Trent and Reece James. I am baffled watching that. I'm absolutely...
Alex, you need to get Casper on again, man. I need to chat to Casper.
Yeah, we need to get him on. But at the end of the day, I do not see what Wan-Bissaka is good at, man. Like, don't get me wrong, he's technically gifted when he comes to the tackles 1v1, but
he's only good at 1v1 tackling.
Like, he's only good at that. Name me a quality which he's very good at. Other than that,
United fans make it out that 1-on-1 tackling is the only thing that is in defending. There's a lot more in defending. There's positional awareness. There's defensive awareness. There's how easily you can win your duels. There's a lot more things than just 1-on-1 tackles. And I think that's the only thing he's good at. Like, why is he swinging at Thiago Silva like that from behind? He knew it was hard to get, but he still committed to that challenge. It's just a silly tackle from Wan-Bissaka. And God have mercy on United fans, because I can't imagine watching Aaron Wan-Bissaka in our system. Like, imagine him trying to attack. Imagine him trying to defend. Imagine him trying to keep a high line. It's just mental. I don't know how United fans keep up with it.
Honestly, man, it's just... I look at him and I think, how can you even be in the same conversation? Because at the end of the day, like, he's rash and like... I've had enough of this, man. Like, literally, I hate this comparison game thing, but like, I appreciate Trent, how good he is.
I think it was more at the start when the likes of Cancelo and James were not, like, when they weren't performing, and when it was just Trent. I think that's when the comparisons came. Comparisons were a couple of years ago, but I think United fans know that Trent is just clear. I think they've accepted it. I don't think anyone in that fan base sticks up for Wan-Bissaka except the Wan-Bissaka stands like Casper.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's beyond a life for me, mate. Let's get into the Liverpool stuff. Everton, Liverpool, and as we're all here, I've got a kick-off question. So, out of the 58 times Liverpool and Everton have faced each other, how many times have Liverpool won away from home? A, 9, B, 12, C, 10. I'll come to you first, Ben. No looking now. Looking now. Salah, what's your take, mate?
I'm going 8, 9. We don't really have a tendency to do good at Goodison.
I can confirm that one of you is right and one of you is wrong. Ben, big up Ben. Ben's got it right. 10 times we've won actually at Goodison Park. Everton have won 3 times at Anfield. Out of the home, Everton have won 7 times this home fixture, which is quite embarrassing. Whereas Liverpool have won 14 games at home. So out of the 58 times, they've drawn 24 games. That's going to be that's a mad start in itself, to be fair. Just below half of the games end in a draw. But overall, Liverpool coming out on top if you edge it to whoever wins the game. But that game is 8:15, Wednesday, the 1st of December. I'm looking forward to it, lads. But before we get any further in that, let's get straight into the reaction in what was an emphatic, scintillating performance from Liverpool Football Club. We breezed them. We absolutely got rid of Southampton. How was your thoughts, and Ben, after what was a really emphatic win from Liverpool? Just break it down, bro. We just picked them apart.
Yeah, man, we just dominated them. The start was a bit a bit frantic, a bit end to end, but a lot of people forget we can play that style. Like that was literally our brand of football for like the first few years when Klopp came in. So we can play that type of game, and I mean, scoring an early goal is always amazing. I mean, allows the boys to relax, calm down the nerves, and then just reset themselves and refocus. I mean, yeah, it was just an amazing game. I mean, fans are telling Virgil van Dijk to like shoot from halfway line. It's like we just thought we were gonna score with every chance that we got, man. It was amazing.
Yeah, I know LFC fan who was on my stream just commented, Dan, he wanted Liverpool to win 10-0 based off the fact United beat Southampton 9-0. So it was one of them games where when we scored 3 in the space of 35 minutes, it was like, oh, well, can we get 6 or 7 out of this game? Because we've all seen Liverpool put teams to the sword, and Crystal Palace probably rings that bell from last season. But Salah, on to you, mate. Obviously, 4 goals. 2 from Jota, 1 from Virgil van Dijk, and 1 from Thiago Alcantara. How do you rank the performance, and how do you assess and break down what Liverpool, the game plan that Liverpool just implemented, and the presentation of that performance? It just everything ticked so nicely. How do you rank the performance?
Yeah, it was such a flawless performance from start to finish, from transition in defensive transition to attacking transition. I think everything was absolutely flawless, brilliant. The way we moved the ball, nice and quick. I think Southampton tried to press us, but you're not always going to get like pressing us. United tried doing it and you saw up to them. But again, I think Hassan Hutel is that type of manager. I think he believes in his team to press, and he's a class manager, but you should know better to not press Liverpool, especially now that we've got everyone back. Because when he did press us at St. Mary's, of course he did win, but we were playing 2 CDMs at centre back who couldn't break press. But we had Virgil and Konate who could break the press, and they broke their press nice and easily. Fabinho broke their press nice and easily. It was just, in all aspects of the game, it was just an absolutely great performance. Maybe we could have finished some chances, but when you win 4-0, you don't really complain.
Yeah, exactly. 4-0, convincing, clean sheet, all of that stuff. And we'll obviously go through the goals. And we have to talk about one person in that defensive line, Andy Robertson. Ben, break it down, bro. He took that drop personally, and he come back with a bang. The audacity. I actually think he was man of the match in that game, purely based on the fact you could have given it to Jota. You could have given it maybe to one of the centre halves. But for me, I think Robertson, got it based on what we've seen of Robbo this season and the level of performance that he produced yesterday. I think for his standard was nothing short of emphatic, because I think it was just remarkable when you break it down and look. Robertson has been playing great all season. Tsimikas comes into this game and people are saying, yes, start Tsimikas, do this, do that. Robbo comes on, and Robertson, from Porto as well, he was charging down, he was chasing everything. And then this game in particular, he was just whipping crosses in, and not your average cross. He was getting them on a money every time. How do you break down Robbo's performance? Because, man, we all know who's number 1 left back in Liverpool Football Club.
Yeah, man. I think he heard, the people talking shit and decided to, pull out a masterclass. But I mean, fair play to him. Like, I mean, I didn't want him to start purely based off of his performances, but I'll never turn my back on him because he is Andy Robertson, and on his day, he's the best left back in the world. So yeah, I'm glad that he pulled out a performance that is expected of him because we haven't seen that really this season. That was probably his best game this season. Um, but yeah, you just gotta be happy for him, I guess, and we just hope he can keep it up. And like, I mean, this is what we say when we say we want players to come in to compete for positions. This is what we mean. Tsimikas comes in and he competes for that position so well that they just make each other better in a way, and it's kind of like healthy competition to improve yourself as a footballer. So I'm just glad that he was able to pull off a performance like that at the weekend.
Yeah, it was obviously important that he could pull off a performance like that. But we'll go into another person, Thiago Alcantara, Salah, and two games, 2 goals, and his performances alone over the past, I'd say, 2 months. Taking away the injury element, I think he really has settled in. His development's been very similar to Kostas Tsimikas, although he's been a little bit more involved than Kostas. And we see the Thiago effect as soon as he comes on. Whenever he comes on in a game or he starts a game, there's always a moment in the game where he does something and you just go, wow. But recently, you can see the confidence oozing from him, the link up, the cohesion in the transitional play really coming into account. And how do you rate Thiago Alcantara amongst the top midfielders in the Premier League at the moment? I know it's only 2 games, which he's performed brilliantly in consecutively and only really raised the awareness. But how do you compare him amongst the top names in the Premier League based off what you've seen of him since he's come to Liverpool Football Club?
I think, of course, injuries have taken a toll on him, but Thiago Alcantara is going to be Thiago Alcantara. I think, look, when he was at Bayern in Barcelona, he was getting the plaudits, he was getting the credit. Oh, what underrated player he is. Such a flawless player. But as soon as he came to Liverpool, people are like, oh, this guy's this guy's that. He plays for Liverpool. Thumbs up merchant, sideways passing, all this, that. But those people are just going to hate. Those people just hate our club, and that's how they're going to be. But he's been class. Although he hasn't, like, the last 10 games of last season, he was pivotal for us getting top 4. Without him, I don't think we get top 4. Of course, you could talk about Alisson Header, but the games before, like United, West Brom especially as well, he was great. And then, of course, he had the good game against Crystal Palace, but then did get that injury, and then he's just come back from injury. And, well, that goal against what was it? The goal against Porto, of course, I did do a reaction to it. I'm sure you lot did it, but that goal was just mesmerizing. That technique on it was amazing. But the one that happened yesterday, the way he did that step over, just got away from the defender, although it was deflection, like the way he created the movement and space for him to allow him to shoot was just amazing. And like, there's only very few players that are technically better than him, like Messi and maybe Neymar. So the fact that he even plays for Liverpool Football Club, it's just wow. Like, you have a player like Thiago at our club, and like, it's just amazing. Like, I still don't believe we have him at our club.
Yeah, I really do believe that Thiago's definitely amongst maybe the top 4 most gifted players technically of this day and age. I think he's more technically gifted than Ronaldo. I just feel like Ronaldo, for the player he is, he just is his whole. He's got technical ability, but it's all been developed through hard work, and his work ethic is something else. And I just feel like Thiago, like you said there, Salah, the way he does that movement to create the space for him, it's just little movements like that. Before he passes the ball, little movements like that, fox the defender, forces him to maybe take a movement outside, buys that split second so he can spray it the other way. It's different movements like that which can really, take its toll on the effect. Maybe a player has to cover even further, opens up space for other players. And Thiago is one of these players that, yes, he won't be on the stats, a stats man, and he won't be the player that maybe gets all the goals and gets all the assists, but he's that person that likes to chip in with the assist, the person who assists the assister. And that doesn't quite get taken into account, and he doesn't quite give him the recognition that he deserves. But like you said, Salah, you hit the nail on the head. And, Virgil van Dijk as well, scoring a goal, Ben. How important was it for him to really, I mean, he was getting booed the whole game, but, to score a goal, I think will do his confidence good in his road to recovery, because he's still on that road to recovery. He's still on that way back to his 100% best. And how do you think that he performed yesterday? Obviously got on the score sheet as well, but how do you think he did?
Yeah, he was just immense, man. I mean, it was the first time he scored in a while, actually, I think so. That was good for him. Yeah, he's not at his best yet, which is kind of scary if you are, a Premier League attacker, that Virgil van Dijk can still go up a level or two. So him getting a goal and putting in the performance that he did yesterday, it was just like he was on the end of everything, making tackles, making headers. It was like nobody was gonna get past him, dude. So that's just amazing. I mean, he's not at his best yet, and he's still the best centre back in the league, and arguably best in the world. So I'm just excited. I can't wait till he gets to his proper best, up and running, full steam ahead best, man.
There's no doubt he can go another level. I'm pretty sure of that. But Diogo Jota, Ben, 2 goals for him. How do you think he did? And he's in brilliant form at the moment. I think he's on 7 goals this season in the Premier League. That's a very good stat for him. But obviously 2 goals again. Do you think he's really making it hard for Firmino to get back into this team when he comes back from injury? Or do you think Klopp will go back to Firmino once he's available?
Honestly, I feel like Klopp would go back to Firmino because of how important Firmino is to our system. And I mean, Firmino wasn't in bad form when
no, exactly.
when
he's on a good spell, isn't he?
Yeah. So I just think that, it's a bit of a tough one, but Jota, we just have to give him, the praise that he deserves. Like, what a player he is, man. I mean, you see the likes of Rashford and Chiesa, getting all the praises, people saying that the young talents, when Jota's the same age as them, just born a year earlier. So, I mean, he still has a long way to go in his development, man. I mean, the likes of Mane and Salah, they only hit their peak, close to 30 years old. Jota still has a long way to go in his development, and by the time he gets to 28 or 29, he's gonna be world class, man. He's gonna be one of the best in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Big up, Ben. Absolutely brilliant. Knows his knowledge about football. Make sure you drop a follow to all these lads.
I just want to quickly add there. I think the debate about when as soon as Firmino comes back, do you play him over Jota or this and that? I think the way I see it now is that now that whatever game Jota has started over Firmino, I look at the game and that game isn't suited to Firmino. Like, I think whatever a striker Klopp plays, he knows that Jota's not suited to this game and Firmino's not suited to this game. Hence why against I think Firmino played. Chelsea, I think Jota had to play because Firmino just came back from... No. Hence why against Chelsea, Firmino played, my bad. Like, Firmino plays against the teams who played as a low block, who defend a bit deep, because, of course, as Ben says, Jota is still young. His main weakness is his link-up play. And against teams that drop deep, like your Cities and Chelseas, he's not going to be as effective as Firmino will be. He's going to be more effective like against the teams like Southampton, Manchester United, your Newcastles, your Wolves, who come forward and bring the game to you. So I just wanted to say but they're both different players, and I think they start whatever game suits them. Klopp knows that.
Yeah, 100%, Salah, 100%. And a lot of people saying they'd start Jota. The Goals Live guy says that Bobby starts over Jota for me when both fully fit. Shannon says he loves Jota. But Goals Live guys goes on to say, could see in the Southampton game Jota was dropping in like Firmino does. Yeah, he was adopting that system, but I just feel like he offers a little bit more of a clinical edge and maybe takes that shot when maybe Firmino should. But Firmino was on a crest of a wave before he got injured, so hopefully he can return to some form. And he is set to return at around about Tottenham, which does indicate as well, we all know he loves a game against Tottenham. But before we go into the Everton game, we're just going to go through a quick little bit of a player rating section. Ben, I'll let you go first. Obviously, we'll start with the goalkeeper. Alisson Becker, what are we saying for him? I think it was a better performance from him. Probably dealt with more than he did against Porto. But I'd say probably about an 8.5. What would you say for Alisson?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. In some games, you'll find that he has nothing to do. But this was one of the games where he had something to do and he did his job. And he actually made some good saves. So I think I'll go with an 8.5 as well.
Yeah. What about you? What about you, Salah? Are you saying 8.5 or you?
Yeah, I'm going 8.5. Best keeper in the world. He doesn't need to pull camera saves like a certain goalkeeper, but he's just like his positioning makes up for everything. Like that's why you don't see him making those camera saves, because he's so agile. His footwork is just great, especially for a keeper. And then his ability to handle the ball, come for crosses, is just amazing. Like there was a few occasions yesterday, like he comes out so quickly, and yeah, he's just a great keeper. So I'm gonna give him 8.5.
Yeah. What about the back four then? We obviously know Ben had a hiccup around this point at the last stream, but we had Robertson, Trent, Van Dijk, and Kanate. There we go, I got it right. But the back four, Ben, what are we saying for those four? Are we saying? I'm gonna say, if you go and asking me, I think Robertson, based on his performance, based for Robertson's performance levels of 10. Trent got another assist. It's what he's about, and he just gets assists.
He has like, I think he's on like 7 assists now already. Like, no, he's on 8. Like, I think he's assisted in his last 8 games as well. He's like assisted or scored. He's just class, man.
Class, exactly. Very similar effect to Mo Salah in terms of this team, and But I'd say 9 for Trent. Van Dijk, because he got the goal, I'll say a 9, 8.5, 8.75, and then for Kanate, I'll give him an 8. But what are we saying for the boys in the back for Salah?
Robertson 10, proved me wrong. So happy he's proved a lot of people wrong. Of course, he's proved me wrong, because I said Tsimikas should start now because he's in a bit of bad form. But again, it's all about how he picks up consistency from now. If he can go into the Everton game, of course, we know he loves the game against Everton, but hopefully he can carry the consistency into the Everton game, and after that, the Newcastle game. So Robertson 10, left centre back Virgil van Dijk, flawless. I think just give him 2-3 months and you're gonna see prime Virgil van Dijk back. He's playing at this level and he's not even at his best. As Ben said, just imagine when he's gonna get back to his best. So yeah, Virgil, I'm gonna give 9. Kanate, I'm gonna give 8. Ian Doyle, where you at? Making false reports about Kanate that he's not being good enough. Say that again, bro. My guy delivered. Kanate delivered a masterclass yesterday. So Kanate deserves an 8 and Trent deserves a 9. Again, Trent doing what Trent does best. So Trent deserves a 9.
Yeah. What about you? Ben? How do you rate the performance, mate?
Robertson, I would say, is probably my man of the match. I give him 9.5. Trent, I give him a 9. Got an assist. Van Dijk, a 9 as well. Got an assist. No, got a goal. But he was just solid at the back. Konate, I think I give him an 8.5. He also looks solid. Like, the kid is just a beast, and he looked a lot more confident, in this game. So yeah, he has a long way to in his development, and it's exciting to see because his ceiling is so high. So it's just exciting to see how he's gonna develop.
Yeah, it will be. It will be very exciting. But obviously, the midfield 3, Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho. Yes, I've done my research today. Ben, what do you say for the midfield, mate?
Yeah, they were class, man. I feel like when they all do their jobs and they all perform, I feel like that's our best midfield. It's definitely our most balanced midfield as well. So yeah, Fabinho, yeah, Fabinho was Fabinho. I'd give him a. I'll give him 8.5. He just did his job. Standard procedure for him. He pulled off a few blocks, like 2 in a row, I think. So big ups to him. He just did his job. Henderson, I give him an 8. He had a good game, had a solid game. When he does his job, I put him in this team every day. But when he wants to become Ox or whatever and make forward runs, then that's when he kind of starts to irritate me. But when he does his job, covers for Trent, he can make long passes as well. When he does that, then I put him in my team every game. So I give him an 8. Thiago, 8.5. Yeah, I give him I think I give Thiago a 9, man. He was just immense as well. Like the way he holds on to the ball, the way he can dictate a game is just amazing.
Yeah, ball retention from Thiago is really good. I'd probably say a 9 out of 10 for Thiago. Fabinho, 8.5 out of 10. Roy Keane and Jamie Carragher in the corner of my eye just kicking off there. But 8.5 for Fabinho. And for Henderson, I'd say I thought he was all right. I thought he was more involved than he has been in the previous weeks. So I'd probably say an 8.5 as well. But Salah, what are you saying, bro?
Fabinho, absolutely amazing. The way he wins that ball in the middle of the park, just wow. 9. Henderson, 7.5. And did his job. Not an extravagant performance, but a good performance. Thiago got the goal. Was amazing. The way he carried the ball, the way he went at Southampton. Class, I'm going to give him a 9 as well.
Yeah, fair enough. And what about the strike force, Salah? What are we saying for that? Obviously, Mane, Salah, and Jota. Mane had a goal, which was obviously disallowed due to an offside. He had Salah chipping in with an assist, Jota scoring the 2 goals as well. So all front three making an impact regardless. But what would you say for the front three, Salah?
I'm going to start with Mane, left wing. I think he had a good performance. Again, like Henderson, nothing too much. But he was unlucky to not get a goal. So for that, I'm just going to give him an 8. Striker, of course, Jota started down the middle. He had more than enough chances to get his hat-trick. But again, that's how football is. But he did get his brace. So I'm going to give Jota a 10. Deserves a 10 performance. And then Salah on the right wasn't one of his best games. Did get an assist. So I'm going to give him a 7.5 like Mane as well.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Ben? Before we go to the Everton game, what would you be saying for the front three?
Mane, I'd say at 8. Like Salah said, he didn't have anything extraordinary, but it was a good game. I mean, his pass for Robertson for the first goal was just amazing. So yeah, I'd give him an 8. Jota, 9, 2 goals. Could have had a hat-trick, but when it's 4-0, you don't really complain. So big up to him as well. Salah, I would give him an 8 because of the fact that, he got an assist, even though he didn't really score a goal. But he's just at that point, where he, there's no striker in this world that's going to score every single game. You understand? Maybe Lewandowski, maybe. But it's so difficult to score every single game. And he's at that point where if he gets an assist but he doesn't score, people will say he has a bad game. And I guess that's just the punishment that he has to face for performing the way he does, performing as good as he does. So I'd give him an 8, man. I don't think it was a bad performance. I mean, at least he got an assist. He's now top goal scorer and top assister in the league. So big up to him.
Yeah, big up to him. And obviously, Mane for me got an 8 out of 10. Salah for me, maybe Mane 7.5. Salah 8. And then Jota for me, 9.5, based on the fact he got 2 assists. But we'll move swiftly on to the Everton game. It is the Everton preview, and this game deserves no introduction. And to kick us off with the Everton preview, Klopp came out in an interview yesterday. I don't like how these games are approached. Ben, obviously, it's been a tasty fixture over the last few years in terms of maybe a few injuries. Don't want to jinx it, touch wood, no more injuries come Thursday and come Wednesday evening. But, you know, do you agree with him there? Do you think this game should be given the hype it is because of the derby, because of that importance? Or do you think this game should be approached in a level-headed perspective? Because there's arguments both ways. I think this game should be approached in this way because it resonates with the importance. Now, I don't want to say every Liverpool player or 95% of Liverpool players don't try as hard for this game, but it's a derby. There's that added little percentage due to the build-up, due to the history, due to the rivalry that this city has. How do you agree with that statement? And do you think these games should be approached in a more relaxed, fair-weathered manner?
I mean, it's a bit difficult to say because I mean we all love a derby game, and I mean you would like the players to kind of just approach it like any other league game, but it's difficult because it feels like, I mean, it is any other league game, but it just has that feeling, it has that meaning that we give to it, that it's not just any other league game. I mean, they won't see it as any other league game. I mean, this is basically their game. I mean, if they can win this game, then that's their season. Like that's probably the highlight of their season. I mean, they don't even have to win it really. Like even if they could just make us drop points, then or just do anything to frustrate us or just get under our skin, that'll make them happy. Like you saw last year when Van Dijk got injured, and I think Thiago as well. I'm not too sure when was it Thiago came injured, but those type of things, they're gonna try their best to get under our skin, man. So you would like to say treat it as any other league game, but we have to know who they are, but we shouldn't lose ourselves, in that process of thinking it's a derby, put that unnecessary pressure on ourselves because we know when we perform the best to our ability, we can better them, man.
Yeah, we can. We can certainly do that. And obviously, Everton lost 1-0 to Brentford today, which means that they, over the last 5 games, they've lost 4 games and drawn 1. So going into this game, the form of going into a Merseyside derby is very similar to the form that they were in going into the Merseyside derby 2 years ago. Actually, funnily enough, it was around the opening week of December in which Liverpool dismantled them 5-2. But Salah, obviously, Liverpool coming into this with a win. Going back to what Klopp's statement, do you agree with it? Obviously, these games had a few injuries on it. Ben alluded to the Thiago one there, but the Van Dijk one as well. Obviously, we hope there is no more, and we hope Pickford gets. Oh, I hope Pickford gets an absolute hammering on Wednesday. Oh, I hope literally we do a Man United them. We go there, they think it's going to be close, and we go and batter them. How do you see this game going, Salah? And how satisfying would it be to see Pickford letting a last minute winner or just letting 6 goals or 5 goals?
I think again there's a bit of PTSD from last season. I think when Klopp says that, I think it's obvious. You had your best midfielder injured, and then you had your best defender which was injured, which basically ruined your season. So again, there's a bit of flashbacks and a bit of worries when we're playing Everton come Wednesday. But recent form just sums it up. 7 games and they've only got 1 point in the last 7 games. That just sums how bad they've been this season. And if we don't walk this game, if this is a 1-0, I must still be disappointed because we should easily be smacking them 4 or 5-0. Like, we've scored 2+ goals in every game we played this season, and I expect us to absolutely smoke them come Wednesday because set pieces, they've been poor. We've scored the most set piece goals this season, and they've let in the most set piece goals this season. So I think we might get a few from set pieces, but they just have to get dismantled. I think they were okay against Brentford today, of course. The spot kick did them dirty, but still, that was Brentford and we're Liverpool, so I don't expect anything less than a hammering come Wednesday night.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, Salah is aiming big. Liverpool travel to Everton in what will be a blockbuster game. It is Wednesday, 8:15 kickoff with Liverpool going there, hoping to rectify the situation from just over 14 months previous, where Liverpool went there and it was 2-2. Henderson scored a late goal, which was wrongly, in my opinion, chalked off. And look, I'll just give you a little bit of a background information on this game. This is the return of Rafael Benitez to Liverpool. He's technically managing a team in Liverpool already, but this will be the first time he faces his ex-club as Liverpool manager. The Spaniard took over them under their helm under much scrutiny and actually had Everton off to a good start. But that has since deteriorated and seen their form go into 4 losses and 1 draw in their last 5 games. And it's mad. Liverpool on the roll at the minute. Obviously, at the moment, we currently have a loss in our last 5 games, but we've recorded 3 wins and 1 draw. Salah, how confident are you going into this game with obviously 10 goals over the last week as well? None conceded. That surely has enough to really boast a statement going into this game.
If City can easily beat them 2-0, and if Brentford beat them 1-0, and if they got, who else has beaten them? Let's see. If Villa have beat them 3-0, if West Ham have easily beaten them 1-0, if Watford have scored 5 past Everton, then why can we?
That was as well.
Why can we not score 6-7? So I'm absolutely confident for this game. Of course, it's a derby and form goes out the window, but you can't deny how piss Everton have been this season. Absolutely poor. And again, I'm so confident coming off that Southampton game. And as I said, anything less than 2 goals, I'll be disappointed, because we should be absolutely dismantling this Everton side.
Yeah, like you said, form goes out the window, but quality does shine through. Ben, do you contrast that? Do you think it'll be a closer encounter? Do you see it like Salah, where, we'll put them to the sword?
It's a bit of a tough one because with derby games, none of that means shit, man. But I feel like Salah said, man, we have the quality and we're playing to the best of our ability. So I feel like the occasion might just get to them a bit, and then we'll end up spanking them.
Yeah, let's hope, bro. Let's hope. But obviously, none of that talk. Let's hope we absolutely spank them. Now, team news ahead of Everton and Liverpool. Obviously, I'm not too sure on Everton's part. I know they were without Mina, Doucouré, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin ahead of their game against Manchester City.
No, Doucouré played today.
Doucouré played today. Obviously, he's been a pivotal role in Everton. He's played more of an advanced role, and he's doing well at the start of the season. But Everton are that team where they can have a good spell here and there, but they never really distinguish a run of games where, I contradict myself immediately when they thought they were going to win the title after 6 games. But Liverpool, I think Joe Gomez, Firmino are edging really closer to the return. Elliott is still out. Obviously, we see Milner back in the team on Porto. So I think at the moment, those are the injury still. The players absent from Liverpool. But let's go into team predictions. Ben, how do you see Liverpool lining up? I've gone 4. My predicted level is Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Mane, Salah, Jota. How do you would you change any names on there?
Nah, man. I think I'd keep it the same. I mean, that's our strongest lineup at the moment. Definitely our strongest lineup. So I think I'd keep it exactly the same. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Now I understand Salah may be slightly busy, but Salah, would you change anything in that predicted lineup? Would you potentially bring Konate maybe into the mixer instead of Matip? But I feel like start your best 2 against a game of this stature. What would you say in terms of predicted lineup?
I absolutely agree with you. I think Alisson, Trent, Robbo, Virgil, Matip, the main 2 centre backs. Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, our best midfield. That midfield absolutely bossed Everton when we played them at Goodison, and the front 3. That's all we have right now. So Mane, Salah, Jota, and hopefully Salah has another masterclass. And yeah, I'm gonna just say my score predictions because I do need to quickly go. I think it will be 5. I think it will be 5-1 to Liverpool. I think Salah will get a hattie, and then Jota and Thiago will score decide. And then for Everton, I think Corey will get a goal. So yeah, that's my score predictions and lineups. I'm a cut.
Big up to Salah, man.
Pleasure for having me. Thanks.
No worries, mate. No worries. Take care, and we'll speak soon, bro.
Take care, people.
Everton, Ben, it is just me and you. And Everton, the predicted lineup for Everton is that they play a 4-2-3-1. Jordan Pickford is looking to lead the line from the goalkeeper. Right back, Seamus Coleman, Michael Keane, and Ben Godfrey with Digne on the left-hand side. Allen in the CDM, Delph, and Doucouré in the midfield. And then right mid, Alex Iwobi, striker at Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and left mid Anthony Gordon. And that is what I feel will be the Everton starting team. But obviously, do you think they could score? Obviously, we're going to score predictions now. Do you think Everton will score this game? And penultimately, what are your predictions?
I mean, they have Calvert-Lewin. Like, we can't, like, he
we can't disregard it.
Yeah, man, he'll make himself present. Like, we'll know he's there, so he will have that opportunity. So he'll be the danger man, but I honestly don't think he'll do anything, man. Earlier on, I was thinking we might win this 1-0, but now I changed my mind, bro. I think we're gonna win 3-0, bro.
Yeah,
I would say Salah to score, Jota to score as well, and I'm gonna say Trent to score, man. I have this feeling. Hope I'm right.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Obviously, the matches at Goodison Park, they have the boost from their fans. However, Liverpool won't care about that. A few minutes bus ride will get them to the ground. And they've been scintillating, everywhere they go. They score goals, scoring an average of 3.2 goals every game. And I think they will come out winners 4-0 here. And I think, do you know what? I'm going to say it with chest. Van Dijk to score 2 goals, Thiago to score a goal, and Salah to score as well. I just feel like Thiago will prove Richarlison wrong. I don't think Richarlison's playing, actually. Did I say you start? No, I think he is injured. But I think Thiago will score. I think Van Dijk will score 2 against T-Rex arm Pickford. And I think Salah will score as well. Just seal the game. Done and dusted. 3 points. Another clean sheet. Bring on Wolves. Oh, man, I'm confident for this game. Bring this game already. Bring this game tomorrow. I'll have this game tonight. Bring a non-fit Liverpool team, or bring a tired Liverpool team to this game, and I'm sure they get the result done. But now, big up Ben. Obviously, any final words before we close up? Any final maybe predictions that we could clip up potentially for the next video ahead of this one?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. Something in me is telling me that either Minamino or Origi is gonna come off the bench and score potentially, because Origi loves this fixture, so that would just be the cherry on top of the cake, man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, cherry on top of the cake. Actually, I'll go 5-0 Origi to come on and actually rub salt in the wounds. And to be fair, that'd be absolute scenes and absolute limbs. But big up to Ben. Thank you, obviously, for you guys for joining me, watching on the replay or watching live right now. And please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to L5 Star FC. I do have my channel myself, Crop Talk TV. You should find me in the chat. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe there as well. I'm pleasure to announce that we will be covering the content over this festive period. So there's no better time to subscribe if you haven't done so already. So if you have got an account and you're not subscribed yet, I'm going to give you a little 5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you're not subscribed by now, literally, you're not a Liverpool fan. Subscribe for 5 years of good luck. That's what I gotta say. But now, to be fair, you'll never walk alone. Big up Ben. Big up everybody. Thank you guys for letting me have another stream, and I will see you all at the next time. Peace.